किया उनका शुक्रिया दिल से कि आपने हमारे चैनल पे लाइव देखा और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब किया। तो ये अगर मेरी वॉइस बुरी लगे तो प्लीज बुरा ना मानना, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ कुछ देर मैं चलाऊंगा जो कि सिर्फ सब्सक्राइब के लिए, ताकि आप दोस्तों को पता चले कि मैं आपको लाइव दिखा रहा हूँ और आप दोस्त सब दोस्त सब्सक्राइब कर लें। तो आप उम्मीद है कि आप सब्सक्राइब कर दोगे, सारे दोस्त एक साथ सब्सक्राइब कर दें, सारे दोस्त एक साथ। ओके, थैंक
on two lengths if you're an opener, the bouncer and the length ball outside the off stump, and he's been pretty decent for a young kid. He's only 22. His career is off to a grand start here. 68 average.
Move to 49 now. Sam Ayub, great control. 82 for 1 it is. Rain early on, bit of a delay. The crowd has come in. Any Pakistan supporter looks at that card will look at it with confidence at the moment because of the form of Saima you have to start off with. Babar Azam, you've still got Mohammad Rizwan to come. Gulam showed what he could do the other night as well. You've got batters in form and playing their individual roles really well. Goes well for next year.
Such a good cause today, the pink drive. There should be a little attachment saying if we could get Sean Pollock in that jacuzzi, they'll double all the monies.
Beautifully bowled. Squaring him up there, talking about his control of the game, but that's a beautiful ball.
Yeah, around the stumps to get that kind of drift. Really was special. Can he be consistent though? I think that's the big question to ask right now, because Pakistan have played pace quite well. The timing is just flawless from him. Just a natural high back lift, beautiful to watch, and then he times them beautifully as well.
Yeah, and just chatting to the groundsman before the game started, he said the top layer of the pitch will be quite dry and quite hard, but there's a little bit of moisture underneath, which could have caused a little bit of slowness or too pace in the wicket. What we've seen, the wicket looks pretty solid and coming onto the bat beautifully, and as you say, Saima, you're just leaning on the deliveries beautifully.
It's caused a few troubles though for Ayub. Bosch just finding his range, his target. I'm sure those nerves, the adrenaline is settled too.
Yeah, Bosch has hit his box.
A delivery that would cripple some of the strongest men in the world. We've all been there as cricketers. Just have a look and see where this has, more of a better word, crunched into the body of Saim Ayub.
Well, it's 82 for 1 at the moment. Morgan Bosch has asked a few questions. And he's causing a few problems at the moment for one of Pakistan's best right now within the series.
I say usually it's going to hurt in the morning. No, that's going to hurt for some time. Always wonder what the physio would do. They've even got the paramedics coming out. The ice packs are off. Good luck with that, ladies.
Well, it is 82 for 1 at the moment. We're going to have a little bit of a break for drinks now as this game starts to heat up at the Wanderers.
Right, folks, with me at the moment I have the CEO of Lions Cricket, Mr. John O'Leary. John, Hassan, great to have you with us.
Yes, Sam, thank you. And thank you, Johannesburg, for coming out here today to support our Proteas for this great cause of Pink Day. The 14th year in a sold-out crowd here, again at the Kiwior Wanderers. Thank you and well done, Joburg.
John, this is an amazing turnout, and especially with the rain, the people stuck around. What is it that brings the people to DP World Wanderers?
Yeah, as you know, here at Lions Cricket, we're the pride of Josie, and this fan base here at Johannesburg certainly proves that year in and year out. Thank you for sticking around. Thanks for supporting our Proteas. As you know, every cent raised today goes to the Charlotte McClare Academic Hospital. Together we all can...
अस्सलाम वालेकुम तमाम दोस्तों, क्या हाल चाल है? ठीक ठाक, उम्मीद करता हूँ सब खैरियत होंगे। तो पाकिस्तान और साउथ अफ्रीका के दरमियान जो तीसरा ओडीआई मैच जारी है, आप दोस्तों को बता दूं कि पाकिस्तान की बैटिंग जारी है। तो आप दोस्तों एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि यार आप इतने दोस्त लाइव देख रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं आपको देख रहा हूँ कि कोई बंदा सब्सक्राइब नहीं कर रहा। 100% में से कम 5% लोग जो सिर्फ सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हैं चैनल को। तो सारे दोस्तों से ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज एक साथ सब्सक्राइब कर लें, क्योंकि मेरे 57 के सब्सक्राइबर हो चुके हैं और मुझे 100 के सब्सक्राइबर करना है, जो कि 43 के सब्सक्राइबर चाहिए, जो कि आप आराम से मेरे 100 के कर सकते हो, क्योंकि वाचिंग आप देख सकते हो बहुत ही ज्यादा है, तकरीबन आप 1 लाख तक वाचिंग आ रही है। तो सब दोस्तों से रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज एक साथ सारे सब्सक्राइब कर लें, क्योंकि मैं बार बार अगर आपको तंग करूंगा तो अच्छी बात नहीं, क्योंकि आगे नेक्स्ट 2 टेस्ट मैच होंगे पाकिस्तान साउथ अफ्रीका की, और आपको चैंपियन ट्रॉफी और ट्रायंगुलर सीरीज जो वो आपको इस चैनल पर लाइव दिखाई जाएगी। तो आपको पता है कि हमने दूसरा ओडीआई भी फुल मैच दिखाया था, और ये भी हम आपको इंशाल्लाह फुल मैच दिखाएंगे, आपको फुल मैच जो वो दिखाने वाले हैं। तो आप सब दोस्त लाइक सब्सक्राइब कर दें, और ये पाकिस्तान की बैटिंग है, आपको नेक्स्ट बैटिंग भी साउथ अफ्रीका की जो वो दिखाई जाएगी फुल। तो जल्दी आप दोस्त सब्सक्राइब कर लें। जिस भाई ने अभी तक नहीं किया तो उनसे प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट है कि एक साथ अगर आप सब्सक्राइब करोगे तो मेरे 100 के जो वो कंप्लीट हो जाएंगे। तो मजीद आप मुझे 40,000 सब्सक्राइबर चाहिए, अगर आप दोस्त कर देते हो तो मेरे 100 के पूरे हो जाएंगे, और मैं आपको इंशाल्लाह तमाम नेक्स्ट लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग मैच आपको दिखाऊंगा इस चैनल पे। तो जिस भाई ने सब्सक्राइब किया उनका शुक्रिया दिल से कि आपने हमारे चैनल पे लाइव देखा और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब किया। तो ये अगर मेरी वॉइस बुरी लगे तो प्लीज बुरा ना मानना, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ कुछ देर मैं चलाऊंगा, जो कि सिर्फ सब्सक्राइब के लिए, ताकि आप दोस्तों को पता चले कि मैं आपको लाइव दिखा रहा हूँ, और आप सब दोस्त सब्सक्राइब कर लें। तो आप उम्मीद है कि आप सब्सक्राइब कर दोगे सारे दोस्त एक
With everything that's been going on, some of the disappointments from World Cups, this will be a big lift.
Listen, I think Saimayu will benefit a great deal if he becomes a permanent fixture for Pakistan in Test cricket, because that will help him to understand his game a little bit more. Right now considered a must for white ball formats, but I think he has got a lot to offer as Test cricketer as well. The pace with which he plays.
For Saimayu, the second in his ODI career to go with 200s already. One of them on this tour. So makes him a run scorer within the series.
Yeah, it's another thumbs up gesture from Saimayu. Doesn't want any hype, but he's creating a hype. What a player, what a knock, and making use of his good form as well. That is such an important aspect for a young cricketer, to make sure that once you've got the ball in your half, when you've got the form, then you've got to make it count.
It's a wide, so he's going to ball that again.
Just potentially looking at the popping crease. It's quite a wet run up. You can see all the sawdust on the ground, and what happens to happen when you are running into ball and your spikes are a little bit wet underneath. You do slide at the crease. When you do bowl that bumper, you just put it a little bit short. He's hit a good length apart from those couple of wide that he has bowled, has Corbin Bosch. The top of the stumps line has been good.
Get a run from the extra ball in the over. It's 85 for 1. Corbin Bosch does 3 overs for 16. He's bowled a couple of wides. You can forgive him for that, considering maybe it's a little wet underfoot, and also the nerves, the adrenaline. It's all pumping, finding a way to calm down. Just focus. What an incredible series he's had at just 22 years of age. Also being the left hand at the top, and the amount of time he's spent at the crease means you so often have that left hand, right hand combination really working for Pakistan. What about the length the spinner should be bowling on this surface, gents?
Yeah, look, I think that last delivery is the perfect length. You're almost trying to find that in-between length for spinners. Oh, and a bit of width off it from Bjorn Fontaine. And the class of Babar Azam getting low, using the pace and carving it through points.
Yeah, for my liking, it's just a little too fast and too flat. Allowing Babar Azam to play that cut shot. Not for the first time. This time he put it into the gap. Played it late, right on top of that one. He can fiddle with the long on fielders as well. Babar Azam is not going to hit the ball up in the air. I think he'll be quite happy to just milk the ones and twos. So create an impact by just doing something with the field set.
First delivery 94, 96, that one 90. So just a little bit of pace off it. You mentioned maybe a little too quick initially. Yeah, maybe now making adjustments in that pace, realizing exactly what you're talking about.
It'll allow him to grip and spin the ball as well and not be one-dimensional, because right now what he's trying to do is to not leak runs. I think you can't bowl with that kind of mindset. The idea has got to be to pick up a wicket.
Especially after what happened in Cape Town, South Africa able to pick up wickets early on. Yes, wickets fell towards the back end, but the damage already been done. Chasing Newlands, a lot about it. It's tough when you've got anything over 240. They got well in excess of 240. Nice adjustment from Forte towards the end of that over. It's 92 for 1.
Yeah, you got to admire this talent. Not easy batting against Rabada, and that was the best shot of the innings. That wide mid-on shot, straight drive, and then followed it with a drive through the offside, the pull shot. Delightful driving. Very attractive player to watch. And the pace has been outstanding as well. 51 of just 55 balls.
Keeping an eye on Bosch's pace, and generally it's been 140 plus, and that just looked like it was quicker than he was expecting, possibly, even though it was only 140.
He does tend to rush. We were talking about it earlier on. Those bowlers that hits the back really hard. And 140 is left there quick enough. A little bit of movement off the wicket there. And this is what he's done so well all season, Corbin Bosch, for Titans up the road. He's running and hit back of the length, forced batters to make a play. He hasn't offered up many boundary balls. The extras column, yes, he can always work on that. But tricky with a run up and a wet set of spikes. But the loose deliveries that I like at the moment, he hasn't offered up many of those, and that's what's needed. You're under pressure and you've got batters that are in. Force them to make the play, force them to hit the big shot.
Made a good adjustment to the extra bounce here. Riding the bounce nicely, different to what he would have experienced at the coast.
If he gets value out of bowling bouncers, then he must look to bowl a bouncer every now and then, because that's his wicket-taking option, and a surprise delivery as well. He's got pace really to keep batsmen honest with that length, with that shorter length.
And with that short delivery, he almost has struggled to find the right length. It's gone over batter's head with the short ball. A change of angle for Corbin Bosch, and just getting that one to lift off the length. Good pace again, 140 clips. Yeah, just struggling to find that on this type of wicket. How short do you go? How full do you go to get it up to the batsman's head? And the one positive for Corbin Bosch, if he does go short, is that these batters are taking on the short ball, so there is an opportunity.
And you mentioned earlier, Chris, about the ball slightly fuller here at times. Carried away with bounce. We did see one where he went the shorter ball and ballooned over the top of the head of the batter to the keeper. That was the wide. So it does happen as well, like you said. If you don't get the length right, it just balloons over the top. T3 for 1.
Yeah, just a single in that over, so a good one. Pakistan 6 runs per over will give them 261, which should be a good, reasonable score to look at initially from here. If they can get 260 plus, it will be a good effort.
It's 93 for 1. And considering what happened at Newlands, Pakistan should still feel quite solid about it. But the interesting thing for me is that Saim Ayub is just dried up in terms of boundaries that he's been hitting. So last over he hit a boundary and was 13.2. So it's a little bit of a dry patch in terms of boundaries, but he's still going at a very good strike rate. So that's important from his point of view. 18 deliveries without a boundary, Saim Ayub. Approach from here will be interesting.
I think they'll just look to knock it around as they have been doing. Wait for that boundary ball. They have been quite patient. It's been a little bit easy at the moment. I think we mentioned in the previous over of Bjorn Fontaine with the pace that he needs to be bowling. Hit the nail on the head there. Rambo, the slower you bowl, it looks like he's getting a little bit of purchase off the wicket. But yes, don't forget that quicker one, but it's important to find that pace early on.
Slow pace will allow him to bowl that middle and leg stump line also. Ask Power to go across the line. The ball may just grip and spin just a little bit more than what Power is expecting it to.
Boundaries may have dried up from the other end where Saim Ayub is batting. But Babar Azam is ensuring they keep coming.
You've got to be consistent. So the pace has been slackened, but you've got to find the right length also. That was on the shorter side, made into a short ball, but going back into the crease, Babar Azam. There's a little bit of spin, but allowed Babar Azam a good look in. And it went a couple of bounces into the fence.
Good take. And the woman moving quickly. Stage predicted scores around 244. It's just dropped off a little bit. The batting that Pakistan has to come, they can certainly make that up. It's not a concern for Pakistan.
There we go.
Keeper liked it. Will still bring a single. 5 of that over. 97, 98 for 1.
I think South Africa wanted more after winning the toss, and Pakistan have thwarted their advances with a very good partnership. 98 for the loss of 1, partnership of 97.
They've batted beautifully together. 97-run partnership. They've laid an excellent platform. Playing good one-day cricket at the moment. But the last 5 overs, South Africa's just slowed things up a little bit. I think that 4 and over Pakistan in the last 5. Got a super sport family in the middle. What about producers Ria? Having a rare day off.
PAK back into the attack. I don't mind this changing, rotating the seamers from either ends. Change of angle. Remember, that drop Baba is most difficult of catches that need to be taken from beyond Fontaine. At the moment, he does look set. Looks like he wants to play.
A little inquiry. Most of it is from behind the stumps. Not a lot of interest from the PAK. A bit on the board now for Pakistan.
Trying to possibly get the ball back into the stumps, looking for that in-swinging angle.
What an incredible shot. It's beautiful to watch. Through his career, you would have seen him do that so many times. 100 partnership.
Yeah, he liked it as well. We know Babar Azam is a glorious cover driver, and this was such a good angle that he created. Almost played him like a spinner. Just opening the face of the blade. Have a look at the wrist work here, boys. Folks.
It's just a check drive. It's leaning on it, using the pace of Mapaka and the placement even better. It just looked like he was going to pop it straight to Aiden Markham. And when you looked again, it was racing off to the boundary. Exquisite piece of timing.
Edge in the end. He's continuing to find the boundary, so that'll take any pressure that may have been created on Simon Ayub at the other end. Just what you want. Partnerships ebbing and flowing, nothing wrong with that. A decent rate, this partnership. Chances as well, by the way, South Africa, just recently. Now, the middle of the surface, umpire's not happy with that.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. See the South African bowlers going over the head consistently with their short balls. And there's a place where you do get a bit of extra bounce. And knowing that, you can give yourself an opportunity to go that slight foot puller, get that uncomfortable height for a batter. It's definitely something they need to be working on. Thinking on their feet. There's definitely a weapon of theirs.
The challenge for the young left armer would be whether he can adapt to being a defensive bowler from an attacking bowler. And that'll come with experience in what phase of the game you need to bowl differently, or the way your captain wants you to perform and bowl. If you bowl a couple of wides down the leg side, so experimenting with that bouncer, you shouldn't. Because that meant 3 wides. 2 down the leg side and 1 bouncer. Good call from Babar Azam.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there, Rambo. Defensive or an attacking bowler, and I think naturally it will come to him as an attacking bowler. He's got the extra pace, has got the variation of the wicket. It's about honing in on those skills, and I think if we look at what's been successful on this wicket as a fast bowler to combat the boundaries and tie them down, and has been at top of the stump's length. Even if you go top of middle, it's difficult to get away. Got to find that consistency.
Also, from captaincy point of view, I think when you're handling a young kid like this who's full of potential, it's like managing a leg spinner. Now, leg spinners can go for plenty of runs, but you've got to be calm and you've got to be engaging. And I think same works for somebody like him who's only 18 with a lot of talent. And so he'll go haywire at times, but you've got to just hang in there with him.
Tell you what, going 152 kilometers an hour at 18. I don't think at 18 my car went 152 k's an hour. Unbelievably exciting talent.
Oh, he's hit that with authority and power to take him to yet another 50. 123 matches, and he's got 54 ODI 50s now to go with his 1900s.
Excellent knock by Baba Azam. Getting a reprieve early on in his innings, but since then it's been all class. He got up to the shot in Cape Town. On this occasion, absolutely smoking it to the deep and wicket boundary. It's been a classy 50.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम तमाम दोस्तों, क्या हाल चाल है? ठीक ठाक, उम्मीद करता हूँ सब खैरियत होंगे। तो पाकिस्तान और साउथ अफ्रीका के दरमियान जो तीसरा ओडीआई मैच जारी है, आप दोस्तों को बता दूं कि पाकिस्तान की बैटिंग जारी है। तो आप दोस्तों एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि यार आप इतने दोस्त लाइव देख रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं आपको देख रहा हूँ कि कोई बंदा सब्सक्राइब नहीं कर रहा। 100% में से कम 5% लोग जो सिर्फ सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हैं चैनल को। तो सारे दोस्तों से ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज एक साथ सब्सक्राइब कर लें, क्योंकि मेरे 57 के सब्सक्राइबर हो चुके हैं और मुझे 100 के सब्सक्राइबर करना है, जो कि 43 के सब्सक्राइबर चाहिए, जो कि आप आराम से मेरे 100 के कर सकते हो, क्योंकि वाचिंग आप देख सकते हो बहुत ही ज्यादा, तकरीबन आप 1 लाख तक वाचिंग आ रही है। तो सब दोस्तों से रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज एक साथ सारे सब्सक्राइब कर लें, क्योंकि मैं बार बार अगर आपको तंग करूंगा तो अच्छी बात नहीं, क्योंकि आगे नेक्स्ट 2 टेस्ट मैच होंगे पाकिस्तान साउथ अफ्रीका की, और आपको चैंपियन ट्रॉफी और ट्रायंगुलर सीरीज जो वो आपको इस चैनल पर लाइव दिखाई जाएगी। तो आपको पता है कि हमने दूसरा ओडीआई भी फुल मैच दिखाया था, और ये भी हम आपको इंशाल्लाह फुल मैच दिखाएंगे, आपको फुल मैच जो वो दिखाने वाले हैं। तो आप सब दोस्त लाइक सब्सक्राइब कर दें, और ये पाकिस्तान की बैटिंग है, आपको नेक्स्ट बैटिंग भी साउथ अफ्रीका की जो वो दिखाई जाएगी फुल। तो जल्दी जल्दी आप दोस्त सब्सक्राइब कर लें। जिस भाई ने अभी तक नहीं किया तो उनसे प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट है कि एक साथ अगर आप सब्सक्राइब करोगे तो मेरे 100 के जो वो कंप्लीट हो जाएंगे। तो मजीद आप मुझे 40,000 सब्सक्राइबर चाहिए, अगर आप दोस्त कर देते हो तो मेरे 100 के पूरे हो जाएंगे, और मैं आपको इंशाल्लाह तमाम नेक्स्ट लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग मैच आपको दिखाऊंगा इस चैनल पे। तो जिस भाई ने सब्सक्राइब किया उनका शुक्रिया दिल से कि आपने हमारे चैनल पे लाइव देखा और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब किया। तो ये अगर मेरी वॉइस बुरी लगे तो प्लीज बुरा ना मानना, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ कुछ देर मैं चलाऊंगा, जो कि सिर्फ सब्सक्राइब के लिए, ताकि आप दोस्तों को पता चले कि मैं आपको लाइव दिखा रहा हूँ और आप सब दोस्त सब्सक्राइब कर लें। तो आप उम्मीद है कि आप सब्सक्राइब कर दोगे, सारे दोस्त एक साथ सब्सक्राइब कर दें, सारे दोस्त एक साथ। ओके, थैंक यू, अल्लाह हाफिज़। अस्सलामुअलैकुम तमाम दोस्तों, क्या हाल चाल है? ठीक ठाक, उम्मीद करता हूँ सब खैरियत होंगे। तो पाकिस्तान और साउथ अफ्रीका के दरमियान जो तीसरा ओडीआई मैच जारी है, आप दोस्तों को बता दूं कि पाकिस्तान की बैटिंग जारी है। तो आप दोस्तों एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि यार आप इतने दोस्त लाइव देख रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं आपको देख रहा हूँ कि कोई बंदा सब्सक्राइब नहीं कर रहा। 100% में से कम 5% लोग जो सिर्फ सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हैं चैनल को। तो सारे दोस्तों से ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज एक साथ सब्सक्राइब कर लें, क्योंकि मेरे 57 के सब्सक्राइबर हो चुके हैं और मुझे 100 के सब्सक्राइबर करना है, जो कि 43 के सब्सक्राइबर चाहिए, जो कि आप
And some exquisite shots went on. So good up at the front. What you see are just the shots that go off before, but at the start of this one, he gets a life there before Tane, a backward point. At the start, Rabada, Janssen went past the bat regularly, had to leave a whole lot of deliveries, and once it weathered that storm, has then been able to cash in. Wonderful player to watch.
You talk about the template, but it's been a bit of an old school template, to be brutally honest. It's almost back in the day where you get off to a bit of a conservative start. The template as of late in the one games, I mean, those first 10 overs, we cash in as quickly as best as we possibly can, and then try and find boundaries in the middle over it, and ready to kick on at the back end. It's kind of been happy this whole series, which has been effective for them. Be slower up front, and then pick up the scoring rate.
Yeah, well, it's a good point. I think it's also condition dependent. I mean, if you look at the Wanderers, the average score is 45 in the first 10. Ooh, nasty delivery, dragging back off the seam. Quite amazing in the 22nd over, and the ball still has something in it. It's not going to be an easy chase for South Africa, no matter what Pakistan get. But on your point, Polly, it's condition dependent. When you know it's going to be tough up front, then you've got to allow the game to play. What I mean is you've got to give the respect to the bowlers, and like Pakistan have done in this game, they got 47, I think, in the first 10, and now they're cashing in. Having a ball taking back into the bottom of the hand. Ooh, I think it's a double impact on that one. Yeah, that's the spec shot. He actually hits the bottom hand. It's the kind of area that doesn't have the protection on the gloves where it made contact. You can see the protection's down where the thumb is.
Big test to see if it's broken. Shake the hand. No, not broken. On you go. Hazards up the job. Wow, Pollock. He generally begins to dance when his song plays. Calcutta.
Projected scores at the current rate, basically they'll get to 250. I do think they'll be able to pick up that scoring rate and head again, once again over the 300 mark. Short and straight to short with wicket. There's the breakthrough for South Africa. We saw an exquisite shot in the last over. This time he picks out that short mid wicket.
It was quick, but Baba will be disappointed. However, it's what pace has, what this youngster has, which you can't buy in the supermarket, is pace. And so his margin for error is that bit bigger. It hits high on the stickers as he tries to get into the shot and pull it away, having pulled some away before, and it rushes him. So Babar Azam gone for 52, Pakistan 115 for 2.
It's the second time, Tommy. He picked out Aiden Markham, didn't he, in Cape Town, and he was fuming with himself that he didn't go up and over. He probably could have gone up and over again on this occasion. So South Africa worked out the plan. Bang it in short and have a short mid wicket in place. Much easier catch for David Miller this time. Kwena PAK strikes for the Proteas.
Hashim, you're going to have to talk us through what that break and play does, and hit on the glove. Seemed to be a nice flow, Babar Azam, as well as Saeem Ayub. Might have been a bit of indecision there as well.
Yeah, the break in play does take your concentration off the game, but that's okay. But what I felt was, I don't think that break in play would have done that big a deal, because generally when you get hit on the hand, if it's a severe injury, then yes, it will play a bigger impact. But it looked like a light injury, just basically a formality of getting the physio on to have a look. What I think might have did him is that he has been playing the short ball really well. And that ball being at 144, as you mentioned earlier, for me, probably rushed him a touch. And at the shot, he looked a bit crouched. It was a weird position, and that's why he ended up finding the wicket out.
Rizwan, captain of Pakistan, to the crease. Let's just have a look at that sequence as to what unfolded there. Short pitch delivery, lips back, makes contact with that finger. And all of a sudden the physio's out and having a look at the hand, change of gloves. Next delivery, banged in short again. And he kind of looks like he was in control, but it was almost like he was cramped up a little bit for space. Didn't get the contact he was after. He ideally would have wanted to pop it over short mid wicket. It was the same case in the last one there in Cape Town. That one shapes him nicely. That's what we like to see from Kwena PAK. He can get the ball to shake into the right hand, as you would feel that his rhythm is just that little bit better. I don't think there's any need to send this one up. I think it's definitely missing the leg stump.
What I'm interested to see is how Rizwan plays the situation. So delivery That shape. Unusual for the ball to be shaping in the 22nd and 23rd over. Definitely missing leg stump.
That one just seemed to hold up on the surface. A touch and goes the other way, beats the edge. Great over that one. Wicket made it 115 for 2.
Yeah, the pace ever so slightly slower, and Babar Azam, as good a player as he is, can get himself out of trouble there.
There's the batting to come. Kulam, Salman were in good touch in Cape Town. Once again, this innings is being based upon Saim Ayub. And is doing a really good job. Playing ball the nice last over, and you're very happy that there's a new man at the crease.
Yeah, what's exciting now from a South African perspective is you feel now you can get your dot balls in. You can pull some pressure onto the Pakistanis. You have Mohammad Rizwan, who's known not to take the game forward immediately. He does eat a lot of dot balls. And with that, it does put a lot of pressure on the batsman that's in. And if you're a South African fan, then this is when you really want the South African team to tighten the screws on the Pakistani batsmen, get those dot balls in, get a few overs of 3s and 4s, cause that run rate to dip a little bit. Then you have pressure mounting, and Saim Ayub, who's been batting so beautifully, once he feels the pressure, he might go for a big one and give South Africa an opportunity to get a wicket.
Opportunity to attack, and what they've decided to do is just introduce a slip. Deciding to bring an extra man into the inner ring. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that is superb. A little bit of drift in and then grips, beats the outside edge.
You don't expect him to turn too many. You're on 14. That turns beautifully. You're protecting your stumps when you turn up and you play against him.
He gets himself off the mark. It's a new batter. You come to the crease and you say to the non-striker, what's he doing? Oh, not much. It's not really turning. First delivery, bang.
Yeah, absolutely, Polly. Non-striker stabs you down the river. We'll say what made that delivery difficult to play was at 95 kilometers an hour. When it's quick through the air and it grips, it's almost impossible to play.
It had his angle to it.
Pulls that one away just short enough. The placement's good, but contact not good enough to take it all the way to the fence. And just a single, half a long on the boundary there from David Miller. 118 for 2.
They're looking to form a partnership once again, and running between the wickets is going to be important in that regard if they can. Thinking 2 here, they whack it. Thinking 6 first of all, doesn't get it. You have a look at this for fielding. Miller.
The bowling performances so far, just the 5 people that operated for South Africa. That one is almost worth a bit of a shout. A bit of a signal from behind from Henry Klaasen to say no, that one's heading down as well.
It's been a bit of a action-packed little spell here from PAK. It's come in, there's been a few short balls, a few balls that have nipped back and challenged the batsman, injured a few fingertips. And the way he's bowling now, it feels like every ball he can get a wicket.
Also, it just seems there might have been a license given to say, turn up and bowl as fast as you can. You've got carte blanche.
Wow, that's that one I wasn't expecting. I haven't seen him be a bit more reserved than that. All of a sudden, just a flash in the pan.
Away goes for 4. Generally in a good position. Then he sort of half ducks there. You see that? He half ducks it. And that says perhaps inclination was I need to get out of the way of this, and then decides I'm going to play it. And that's just a split second.
It was almost like his knees were bent as well because he was thinking of ducking, so he didn't have that nice, good launching pad. Let's have a look at how he got out in the last one, the international. Banged in short. That one, he absolutely middled. He was in a good position. Just didn't hit it up. That's why he was frustrated. This one, as you say, initially maybe thinking of getting out the way, ducking. And that meant his legs bent. Didn't get into position to use the power of his strong base. And then picked out short by wicket.
Yeah, Saba looking again. I mean, that ball crunched, but look how upright he is. And this one, as Tommy mentioned, oh, that's the half duck. And then he plays the full shot, but because you touched your that bit lower, so you're unable to get on top of the ball to keep it down and to get the connection you want. And 4 is one and dismissal is the other.
Parker gets away with that short line, just almost stuck in the surface again, and come off a similar kind of pace. That's after that contact was made. That's maybe why he was maybe looking to evade it. Maybe his mental space was maybe not look to take him one as yet, and then he had a bit of a change of mind halfway through the delivery coming down the next one.
That's the end of the over. Pakistan 120 for 2.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम तमाम दोस्तों, क्या हाल चाल है? ठीक ठाक, उम्मीद करता हूँ सब खैरियत होंगे। तो पाकिस्तान और साउथ अफ्रीका के दरमियान जो तीसरा ओडीआई मैच जारी